Tom Thumb is a celebrated character from European folklore, best known for his diminutive size and a series of grand adventures. While the core concept of a thumb-sized hero is consistent, there are two prominent versions of his story. The English tale, which is the oldest printed version, and a German adaptation by the brothers Grimm. The English story of Tom Thumb, first published in 1621, is intertwined with the legends of King Arthur. In this telling, a childless peasant couple desperately longs for a son, even one who is no bigger than a thumb. The legendary magician Merlin, disguised as a humble beggar, learns of their heartfelt wish and decides to grant it. Soon after, the woman gives birth to a remarkable boy exactly the size of his father's thumb. The Queen of the Fairies, in her benevolent wisdom, acts as his godmother, bestowing upon him an enchanting set of garments. A hat fashioned from an oak leaf, a shirt woven from a spider's web, and other similarly magical attire. Tom's tiny stature, however, leads him into a series of perilous and often bizarre situations. His life is a constant battle against a world not built for someone of his size. He is swallowed by a cow, a giant, and a fish in a sequence of unfortunate events. Yet each time disaster strikes, Tom's quick thinking and cleverness allow him to escape. For instance, when he finds himself trapped inside a giant's stomach, he makes such a tremendous commotion that the giant, in a fit of nausea, vomits him out and into the sea. There, his misfortune continues as he is immediately swallowed by a great fish. The very fish that swallowed Tom is soon caught and, by a stroke of fate, served to King Arthur himself. When the royal cook cuts the fish open to prepare it, Tom emerges, much to the complete astonishment of the entire court. This dramatic entrance makes him an instant celebrity. Tom becomes a favorite of King Arthur, delighting the court with his clever antics and miniature feats of daring. He is even knighted, participating in jousts while mounted on the back of a mouse. The Queen of the Fairies later enhances his capabilities by giving him several powerful magical items. These include an enchanted hat of knowledge, a ring of invisibility, a shape-changing girdle, and a pair of shoes that can transport him anywhere in an instant. Despite his grand adventures and royal favor, in some versions of the tale, his story concludes tragically with his death in a fierce battle against a spider. The brothers Grimm included a tale of a thumb-sized boy in their famous collection, though this version differs significantly from the English legend. This story begins with a poor woodman and his wife who wish for a child, no matter how small. Their wish is granted, and they have a son who is no bigger than a thumb. Despite his size, this Tom is exceptionally clever and resourceful, using his wits to navigate a challenging world. One day, two strangers see Tom cleverly directing a horse by whispering in its ear from a hidden spot. Recognizing his potential to make them a fortune as a sideshow attraction, they convince his father to sell him to them. Tom, however, has no intention of being exploited. He quickly escapes their clutches by hiding in a mouse hole, leaving the two men empty-handed and frustrated. Later in his travels, he encounters two thieves and, seeing an opportunity, offers to help them rob a rich man's house. Once inside, Tom's true intentions are revealed. Instead of aiding the criminals, he wakes the entire household by shouting at the top of his lungs, scaring the thieves away and foiling their plan. Tom's adventures continue as he is swallowed by a cow after falling asleep in a haystack that is fed to the animal. He causes such a ruckus inside the cow that its owner decides it must be sick and has it slaughtered. The stomach containing Tom is then carelessly thrown onto a dunghill, where it is promptly swallowed by a hungry wolf. Undeterred by this series of swallowings, Tom cleverly tricks the wolf into going to his parents' house, luring it with the promise of plenty of food. Once inside, the wolf eats so much from the pantry that it becomes too fat to escape through the door it entered. At that moment, Tom begins to shout, alerting his parents to the wolf's presence. They rush in, rescue their son by killing the wolf, and the family is happily reunited. With this heroic return, Tom's adventures finally come to a close, and he remains safely with his loving parents. The Tales of Tom Thumb, in their various forms, celebrate the powerful idea that wit and courage are far more important than physical size. Tom's remarkable ability to overcome immense challenges and outsmart formidable foes despite his extreme vulnerability has made him an enduring and inspirational figure in folklore and children's literature. The story has been adapted into numerous plays, books, and films over the centuries, cementing Tom Thumb's place as one of the most beloved tiny heroes in the history of storytelling.